Good evening and welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Tamiru Nimsat. Let's have a look at the headlines. Domestic debt optimization plan will be implemented by the weekend, President says. Domestic debt optimization will have no adverse effect on the public, Central Bank Governor assures. News in detail. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that the domestic debt restructuring policy will go before the cabinet tomorrow and thereafter debated in parliament over the coming weekend. The president said this during a media interview to France 24 website yesterday.
Discussions are going on with the different groups. We've have an agreement with Lazards to represent us, and the debt restructuring program will be presented to cabinet on Wednesday. I think over the weekend they're hoping to finalize it. It will go to Parliament on Friday before the Public Finance Committee. Then Saturday and Sunday it will be debated in Parliament and will be approved by Parliament. Thereafter we can start the rest of the negotiations with our creditors. Well, it's a question of giving a longer period for repayment, and we've also been looking at some form of a reduction in the amount due. So those are being discussed now, and hopefully by Sunday or Monday, the final document will be available to us. We've been discussing with all the creditors and with China also. I mean, China has not come on to not joined the common platform, but they've been there at every meeting, and all details have been shared with China. China has shared information with them. So except for formally being on the platform, China has been a party and is aware of all the information that is being shared.
Meanwhile, President Wickremesinghe also revealed during the interview with the France 24 that Sri Lanka is seeking the assistance of the South African government in setting up a Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
Truth and Reconciliation Commission has been agreed by all, and that's one of the conditions that the Geneva Human Rights Commission has also taken up. It was drafted some time ago, but after I became president, I've been talking. Even today I spoke to President Ramaphosa about the commission and for them to come and help us. This is what we wanted, and I will get it passed in Parliament by August. And already we are making plans to set up the secretariat. We require the South African assistance. There will be a lot of foreign observers, independent observers. So that's within the framework that we have so far specified. I think in my view, the legislation will be enacted by August. Tamils are in different parts of the country and have different categories. If you look at it, you have the Tamils in the north and the east, then there are Tamils of hill country whose origin traces back to India. Now we have been sorting out a lot of the issues there. In fact, those Tamils have been given voting rights in one area, one district called Norelia. All of a sudden the majority, the Sinhala majority became a minority, and the Tamils have become a majority. That has not happened in many countries that I am aware of. But we have to uplift the economic and the social standards of the Tamils living in those areas.
Central Bank Governor Dr. Nandalal Weerasinghe said that 30th of this month was announced as a banking holiday in order to facilitate the implementation of domestic debt optimization strategy. The Central Bank Governor made this statement at a special press conference at the bank premises yesterday.
We found 30th of Friday, if that is declared as a bank holiday, there is a sufficient 4 to 5 days long period markets are not functioning. That would be the best time to discuss this open and transparent basis with the cabinet, in the parliament, at the committee stage, and complete the strategy and get the necessary approval during this period. This is the reason why the Friday, 30th June Friday was announced as a bank holiday. So while announcing that, we also would like to announce that even though 30th is a bank holiday, all the banking activities that can be done during the period of holidays, for example, online banking, internet banking, ATM withdrawals, and fund transfers among accounts with the technology that can be done with banks physically opening or not. So we want to ensure that all banking services, especially the public to withdraw money, the public to do internet online transfers can happen. And also, especially we know some of the banks have weekend banking. There are no restriction even for them to have weekend banking facilities for people who would want to come to banks and in-person facilities that can also be facilitated. Only reason for this announcement is to have a sufficient time window for the Parliament, Cabinet and the other processes to take place and announce a strategy when markets open after this long holiday period.
Stay tuned. We will return after this commercial break.
IWS Aviation.
Welcome back after the break. During the media briefing, the governor also affirmed that the forthcoming domestic debt optimization will have no adverse effect on the stability of the banking sector or on the deposits held by individuals in banks.
Domestic debt optimization strategy that has been suggested in consultation with the central bank and the Minister of Finance would not anyway have an adverse impact on bank deposits in terms of there will be no reduction in deposits, bank deposits that people are having with commercial banks and non-bank institutions. There will be no reduction in interest rates that they are right now contracted and enjoying, that they are getting in terms of their contracts and fixed deposits or any other deposits. Banks, if they are agree to give some interest rates, this will continue to be received by public deposits, and deposit holders will not be affected adversely anyway with the announcement of domestic debt optimization strategy. This is, but from the central bank point of view, when we are discussing this domestic debt optimization strategy, we wanted to ensure it will have no adverse impact on banking system stability and also preserve the value of the public deposits that who are kept their money in the banking system. That we, from central bank, we want to give that assurance it will have no impact on their deposits or their balances in the banks, and also the interest that they are earning, and also their ability to withdraw any money at any point of time during this period, or even after that, they will be free to take money as they wish if they want.
The Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka introduced a new code of conduct and ethics to promote the highest standards of integrity and ethics of mid-level professional accountants. The code was launched in Colombo recently. The code is applicable to both certified business accountants and certified corporate accountants. The code provides a set of guidelines and examples outlining how to conduct in the business and professional spheres while abiding by core principles. CA Sri Lanka President Sanjay Bandara said that the code of conduct and ethics has always played a crucial role in the life of a professional accountant. Former President Riaz Mueller said that the code of ethics imposes an obligation on all professional accountants to be straightforward and honest in their professional relationships. The code has been structured into 3 parts. Part 1 contains the conceptual framework approach, which includes the fundamental ethical principles, threats and safeguards that is applicable to all CBAs and CCAs. Part 2 sets out additional materials that apply to CBAs and CCAs in business when performing professional activities. The third part focuses on additional material that applies to CBAs and CCAs employed in practicing organizations when providing professional services. The fifth round of Sri Lanka-Thailand Free Trade Agreement was negotiated with the government's vision of strengthening economic ties with major and emerging economies of ASEAN countries. The free trade discussions with Thai delegation was held at a hotel in Colombo yesterday. International Trade Office Chief Negotiator KJ Veerasinghe expressed satisfaction with the progress of the FTA discussions. The Chief Negotiator said the talks are proceeding according to the agreed upon timeline. The next round of negotiations is scheduled to take place in Thailand from 21st to 23rd of August. 3 additional rounds are planned to conclude the agreement by February 2024, with the signing expected to occur in March 2024. Sri Lanka aims to expand its economic reach first within South Asia and then extend further eastward to become part of the regional comprehensive economic partnership. Given Thailand's active participation in both ASEAN and RCEP, Sri Lanka will seek Thailand's support in joining RCEP. Thailand Chief Negotiator and Department of Trade Negotiations Director General Arumon Saptavitham participated in the negotiations virtually. Stay tuned for the stock update. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange entered on negative notes today. The all-share price index dropped 65.35 points to close at 9,368.91, and the S&P SL20 dropped 19.94 points to close at 2,694.92. The turnover was 1.5 billion rupees and over 56 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. That's all our news for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Take care and good night.